Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is my update in my Back on Track series. We are 6 weeks in. Now, I originally said that I was going to do this for 12 weeks and then I would reassess and see how I'm going. So this would technically make this halfway. However, I think I'm already going to go for a little bit longer than 12 weeks just because I've not had to dramatically reduce my calories at all yet. I've not been feeling remotely hungry, which I am expecting to feel obviously at some point, and I am feeling really good with how we're going so far. So obviously there is still another 6 weeks and I'll reassess again at the end of that, but it's just kind of letting you guys know that this will probably go for between 12 to 16 weeks, I would say, instead of stopping at 12. And also I have obviously got quite a lot of weight to lose still. I did have a new low weight in this morning, which I'm obviously very happy about, especially because I haven't tracked last week because I went home, which we'll talk about in a second. So yeah, I have had a new low weigh in, which I'm obviously very happy about, but I've still got, I would probably say about 5 kilograms in total that I would like to lose. I would like ideally to get back to being about 60 kilograms. Before I was pregnant I was ranging between 58 to 60 kilograms, so obviously my body composition has completely changed since then, and obviously that's my main goal, is to work on building up some more muscle, but I would still like to get rid of some of this extra weight that I am currently carrying. So like I just said, I did visit home last week, so I didn't track my food and I didn't go to the gym. Now I was also ill last week, so kind of perfect timing I guess. So I was not feeling great at all, particularly like Monday to Thursday. I felt absolutely shocking. So I didn't do any home workouts. My plan originally was to do probably like 5 home workouts in total throughout the week, just between 20 to 30 minutes, just because they're not particularly strenuous, and just to keep my body moving, keep the blood pumping and keep myself feeling good. But because I felt shocking, I only ended up doing 2, and then I did also go and do a class at the gym while I was there as well. So I didn't do as much exercise in terms of workouts as I was planning to, but I did make sure that I was hitting my steps nearly the whole week. I think there was only one day where I think I only hit about 4,000 or 5,000 steps. Every other day I hit 10,000 steps at least. So I did manage to do that, even though I wasn't feeling great. I still managed to make sure that I was out, I was moving, and I didn't just sit at home on the sofa. So guys, even though I didn't track my food, there are a couple of things that I did kind of do and make sure of, just to make sure that I didn't go absolutely crazy, because it would have been really easy for me to do that just because we were eating out a lot. I was being cooked for, there, you know, we had chocolate and cakes and stuff like that that is obviously nicer to eat than I would normally eat at home. So just to make sure that I didn't go absolutely crazy, because I am one of these people that like, I've got no self-control, guys, okay, at all, okay? If I eat, I can't have like a little slice of cake, I have a big slice of cake, okay? I don't eat one bit of chocolate, I'll eat the whole thing. Do you know what I mean? That is what sort of person I am. So that is why when I'm obviously at home here, we just don't buy those sorts of things. We don't have them in our house, just because if they're here, I will eat them, okay? That's my way of self-control, if you like. Obviously some people can have them in their house and not touch them. I am not one of those people, okay? I am not that sort of person. If it is here in the house, I will eat it. So we just don't buy it here, and that's how I get around that. But obviously when I visit my family, they have got stuff in the house and that's absolutely fine, but it does mean that I end up eating it. So did have to do a couple of things just to make sure that I didn't go crazy. So the only thing that I did weigh out was my oats in the morning. Now I did track them, I did just weigh out a single serving of oats, which I then had with protein powder. Now the reason I weighed out my oats is it's very easy to just pour them in a bowl, same with cereal, and you'll end up with a way bigger serving than the actual serving size suggests. So just to make sure that I didn't go crazy there and have loads of carbs that I didn't really want to have, because I knew that I'd be eating lots of carbs throughout the day, I did just make sure that I weighed out a serving so that I didn't go crazy. And then I did make sure then I had it with my protein powder, just again to make sure that I'm getting enough protein. It's very easy when you're not tracking, particularly for me, is to overeat on carbs and undereat on protein. And that is not what I wanted to do. I wanted to make sure that I was still hitting my protein and not going too crazy on my carbs. So I did make sure that I had my protein powder in there, mixed it all in, and then it's really easy just for me to have already got a serving of protein before I've even started my day. So the next thing I also did, we went out a lot for food, which is obviously absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with eating out at all. You can do it when you're trying to lose weight, no problem. You just need to be a little bit more sensible about your decisions. So I looked for things on the menu that have like under so many calories, or the healthy options, if you like, where they do have less calories in than the normal options. So for example, we went to Pizza Express. They do a I've forgotten exactly what it's called, but it's a really nice pizza. It's like a circle, and in the middle they have salad, and it's only 600 calories for that, rather than their normal pizza, which is God knows how many calories. So it's a lot less in terms of their serving. Or, you know, I went out, and rather than having like a burger, I just had like a chicken piece with chips. And yes, it's still got chips, but at least then it's not got the bun on the chicken. Little things like that, just trying to think through your food choices a little bit more, while still enjoying obviously what you're having, still having a treat. Don't get me wrong, like one of the times I had dessert, so I was still enjoying myself, I was still enjoying the food, but I just chose things that weren't quite as many calories, so they weren't quite as crazy, otherwise I would be paying it for now. So yeah, in the moment I know it's really, really nice to eat something that's stupid amounts of calories, but you've got to think of your overall goal and just bear that in mind when you are picking out your food. Do you want to eat this thing that is stupid amount of calories just so that you can enjoy it to then pay for it later on? And guys, if you're going to do it just once, like for one meal in the week, would have been fine. Guys, we ate out like 5 times, maybe more actually. So we ate out a lot, and on top of that I then didn't then have control of what we were eating in an evening, and I wasn't weighing and doing things in the evening, so I didn't have control of my food at all week. So because of that, I did want to make sure that I was trying to be as sensible as I could be, while also enjoying myself, while also enjoying treats and stuff, and not seeming restrictive at the same time. So I personally think I did a pretty good job of that. And then guys, the only other thing I did was just watch my portion sizes a little bit. So when we were eating at home, a lot of the times we just put everything in the middle of the table, and it's basically you just help yourself, you put what you want on your plate, and then you eat, and then if you want some more you can go back and grab some more. And I personally really like this way of eating, because it makes it very easy for me to then control my portion size. I've not got some like a massive amount on my plate that I feel obliged to eat because someone else has cooked it. It's in the middle of the table, I can help myself, I can have as much as I want, and then when I feel full, or when I feel like I've had enough, I can stop and I just don't take any more. So that is how we eat at home anyway. So it made it really easy for me just to control my portion sizes, and again make sure that I wasn't going crazy, and I could kind of assess, because that was generally the evening meal, based off what I'd eaten. If we'd been out for lunch or whatever we'd had the rest of the day, I could kind of base my portion sizes off that, just because obviously I do have a little bit of knowledge of food and an idea on portion sizes and what I've eaten and stuff. So I think I managed to do that pretty well. So then guys, for the next couple of weeks, my plan is, so this week I am just basically backtracking everything the same that I was before. So I've put my calories back to how they were before, 4 high days, 3 low days. I'm just going to kind of monitor my weight and see how we go from there, whether it does go up or whether we were about right last week with not tracking. So I'm just tracking again, everything back to normal, and then I can kind of assess and see whether we then need to drop or whether we're good with where we are to keep them. Because like I said to you before, I want to keep my calories high for as long as possible before I need to drop them. So I'm aware I'm going to need to drop them, so if we can add in more activity and keep my calories higher, then I am going to do that for as long as I can, until obviously then I do eventually need to drop them again, which I know I'm going to need to do, but I'm hoping to hold off for a little bit longer if I can. So guys, in terms of exercise, then I'm just going to be back following my program. So I had a deload week last week, so I'm now in the next phase of my program, which is heavier than what it was before. So for the 3 weeks before my deload, I was doing 5 reps per set. I'm now going to be doing 3 reps per set. So obviously a little bit heavier. I'm actually really looking forward to it. I prefer doing less reps and lifting heavier. So I'm really excited, and we'll see how we get on. Hopefully my squats might improve. They won't. But yeah, I am really looking forward to going a little bit heavier, doing less reps, and seeing how my strength goes there. So I'm pretty excited for that bit of my program. So yeah, I'm just following the same as I was, and then I've got my 5th day where I go and do sort of like 10 minutes of HIIT and a little bit of abs at the gym as well, and that's just staying exactly the same for now. Then the only other thing I am going to be adding in onto my end of my sessions at the gym is 300 steps on the Stairmaster. I hate the Stairmaster. Hate it. But I am going to be adding in 300 steps as fast as I can. So I did do it for the first time yesterday, and I did it in about 3.5 minutes. So I'm just going to try and do it as fast as I can. I'm not really bothered about doing it faster than the time that I did before, just as fast as I can at the end of that session. Obviously, if I'm having days where I'm feeling more tired, it might be a little bit slower. I'm just going to see how I'm going, but the aim is obviously to do it as fast as possible. I'm starting at 300 steps, and then I am going to slowly start increasing that, like to up to 350, 400, 450, but I'm not adding that yet. Just 300 steps at the end of each of my sessions. And again, guys, this is just a really quick way just to get a little bit more movement in. I'm at the gym anyway, I'm already sweaty, bam, just hop on the Stairmaster as fast as you can, get those steps in, and then you're done. And it's just a little bit of extra exercise, a little bit of extra movement before leaving the gym. So I will be adding that in, and then I'm also going to be increasing my steps. Now, I know in my previous videos, sorry, I sound so bummed up. In my previous videos, I've always just referred to it as going on walks, and I kind of put times. So I thought it might be a little bit easier for you guys to know how much I'm doing if I referred to it as steps instead of just walk. So previously, I was doing about between 7,000 to 8,000 steps each day, which isn't too bad considering, like I said, I am just at home in our flat most of the time. But yeah, that's roughly where I was. So for the past 2 weeks, I've been aiming between 8,000 to 10,000 steps. Trying to get more on the 10,000 side, but anywhere between 8 to 10, and that's what I've been hitting for the past 2 weeks. I've been pretty consistent and hitting between that, and it's been pretty easy, to be quite honest with you. So now I'm going to aim for hitting at least 10,000 steps. So my minimum is 10,000 steps per day. And really, I want to be aiming more between 10 to 12,000, trying to reach the higher end of 12 wherever I can, but just making sure that at the very least I've done 10,000 each day, and that is roughly where I am. So I just use the health app on my iPhone and just monitor it off that. Now the only thing it does mean I need to make sure that I carry my phone around with me all the time so that it can track my steps, which I'm a bit rubbish at doing. But obviously, because I'm now watching that for how many steps I'm doing, then I just make sure I keep my phone in my pocket so that it can monitor my steps from there. So that's all I'm doing in terms of steps, between 10 to 12, but very least 10 for the next couple of weeks. And honestly, guys, I feel like that is pretty much it. That's pretty much what's been happening. And then, yeah, what I'm going to be kind of changing. I'm not really changing anything, I'm more just adding things in for now. I'm not trying to do anything drastic. Like I said before, I am taking this slow, I'm taking it steady, because I have got a lot of weight to lose. If obviously you've got less weight to lose, then you could be doing this a lot quicker than what I am. But I know that because I've got more weight to lose, it is going to take me longer. So there's no point trying to rush it. I've got to do it right, and that is basically why it might seem like a little bit slow to some of you guys. But I want to maintain it. I want to be able to keep it off, and I don't want to just drop rate really quick and then pile it back on. I want to be able to keep it off. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it with kind of my update. The only other things I'm kind of keeping on top of is my water. I've been doing so much better with my water, guys, so we're going good there. Green tea, I've been doing so much better with my green tea, and I think that's pretty much it. I'm not going to bother talking to you guys about sleep or stress, but obviously for you guys, just keep an eye on that. I guess if there is anything else that you guys would like me to include in these videos, then just let me know down below and I can include that or talk about it. Just kind of let me know. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So I hope you enjoyed. I'll obviously update you guys again in 2 weeks so that you know how we're getting on. But yeah, that completes this video. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!